and happy weekend. And we all know it has been a very busy week energetically. There's still a few of us, including myself, still trying to recuperate from the last full moon. And here we are about to enter into summer solstice. We have a new moon eclipse in Cancer. And of course, we all know that retrograde just happened with Mercury. Now, this coming week from June 22nd to June 28th, we know that Neptune will be joining the retrograde club this coming Tuesday, June 23rd, and it will be there for about 5 months. And when we know when a planet is retrograde, it appears to be going backwards. Now, Neptune retrogrades are a time when the veil is lifted and basically our illusions come off, right? So what this means is basically it's going to be a time where there's a lot of truth that's going to be coming to a surface. And basically, if you're very, very, very brave, you might see the reality of your situation. And seeing this is you're going to find yourself in a very truth-seeking position. Like you're going to be just seeking for that raw truth, right? And also what we see is Neptune is classified as one of the outer planets because it lies beyond the orbit of Saturn. Now, the effects of an outer planet are subtle, impersonal, and not easy to control. So relationships are back online with the end of the Venus retrograde early on Thursday, June 25th. And I know many of you have messaged me and many of you have told me, you know, we'd rather deal with Mercury retrograde than a Venus retrograde. So that's going to come to an end on Thursday, June 25th, when Venus will be moving forward again. And finances and relationships will focus more on the present and future and less on the past. So anything that has been coming to the surface, or if you're feeling emotional about something that happened 4 years ago, we're soon going to be feeling much better. Now on Saturday, June 27, Mars starts on a new trajectory when it exits Pisces and moves into passionate Aries, will at its maximum firepower because Aries feeds Mars and back and forth. Now, because Mars has home sign advantage in Aries, this is a prime time to initiate action. And so if you've been waiting on something, this is going to be a great time for you to take initiative, but just watch out for exactly what you're going to be starting because Mercury is there kind of telling you to slow down a little bit. So we see those opposing forces at work here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot and the energy for next week. We are using the original 1971 Rider-Waite, which is, this was the first deck that started everything. My grandmother gifted me this when I was around 9 years old, and that was basically what started everything. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to be pulling out 3 cards today and just seeing what message they have for us. So let's go ahead and begin. First card that we see is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is very interesting right now because we see him in reverse. What I feel with this card is being very, very careful where you want to put your energy. The King of Wands shows that our energy may be all over the place. We may almost feel out of touch, out of focus, almost like our energy is scattered. Now, you don't want to fight with that energy. You don't want to force yourself to feel anything else. Now, the best thing to do when our energy is out of focus is pick one thing. So even though you may be feeling like you have a lot of things to finish up and loose ends, you know how Mercury does that, this is going to be a time where you got to put your foot down and focus on one thing at a time. With the energy being like this, it's definitely great to meditate this coming week. Maybe if you have the crystals of lepidolite, fluorite, citrine, and clear quartz, put them all in a satchel. That will help you with your focus, even just meditation, focusing on your breathing. So we definitely are feeling the retrograde with this first card. Now, the second card I see is the Queen of Wands. Now, I love the way that the Queen of Wands has spoken lately. What we're seeing here is being very careful with your responsibilities, with your attachments. The Queen of Wands shows this is definitely not going to be a week where you want to press a subject where you want to make sure that somebody is understanding you. You may be dealing with somebody right now where there's some kind of responsibility between both of you. And what happens is, though, that this person is very set in their ways. So you will literally exhaust your energy if you're trying for them to see your point of view. If you're trying to explain to yourself, it's definitely not a good thing. Because what you're doing is exhausting that energy, because this particular person is seeing things, but they're seeing things the way they see it. They're not open in perspective. They don't really care, basically, about how you are feeling at the moment, because in their mind they are right and you are wrong. So if you're dealing with someone like this card is kind of saying, just kind of slow down there. Don't waste your time. You know, the best thing to do here is do whatever needs to be done. But when it comes to the matter of your energy, do not push it on anyone, especially if you know this person sees things their way only. Now, the next one and last card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ten of Pentacles puts a little bit of a halt there. We're still feeling that Venus with this card. And what this is not to make any important financial choices next week. We do see Mercury, we see Venus kind of coming out of that retrograde, but remember, we still have those 2 weeks where we'll still feel the effects of Venus and retrograde. So seeing this is basically it's not saying don't make any financial decisions. It's more kind of saying think before you make any kind of choice, especially when it comes to work, relationships, life, money, things like that. You definitely do not want to make a desperate decision based on how you're feeling or your emotions, because it's gonna turn into a mistake that later on turns into a lesson. So when we put all these three cards together, we definitely are feeling those retrogrades. But what I love about these three cards together is that we're seeing a personal shift, except right now we're really in that transition. So right now, as beautiful as a transition is, we're really not feeling the beautiful parts. So now what I want to do is I want to pull out one last card, and this is going to be our card for the week, you know, our main card. And so let's go ahead and take a look at that energy. Now, this is from the Connected and Free Oracle. I don't remember who made it, but I've had it for a while and I really, really love this. So today, it's all about next week. Starting today, it's all about really focusing on your chakras. Now, a trick that I like to tell people, sometimes we focus so much on balancing our chakras, we forget to balance our aura. So a trick that I do is basically taking a black kyanite, those black kyanite fans, just cleansing starting from your crown all the way down in a sweeping motion. You're actually balancing those auras. Before it affects your chakras, it goes through the auras. So what does this say is pay close attention to aches and pains. If you're losing focus, if you don't feel connected to your intuition, if your belly's giving you trouble, if you have back pain, because every single thing that we go through physically kind of leads us to what chakra needs to be worked on. Now, an amazing crystal to work with all of the chakras is clear quartz, but you could also use amethyst, green aventurine, sodalite, lapis, citrine, red jasper, carnelian, and things like that for each chakra. Now, I would definitely recommend doing a full-on chakra meditation, maybe really focusing on just keeping your energy balanced, right? So I really love how this is synchronizing very well with the reading that we just did. So I hope that everybody has an amazing, amazing week. We did just start our summer solstice sale, and it's a shop-wide sale, so we only have one code, and it saved 33% off with code all caps summer love. So 33% off in everything, and this sale will go on for the rest of this week, and then next Sunday, whenever that falls, I think it's June 29th, and we begin another sale. So far we have a 30-day processing waiting time because I make everything you order, and I make it to order. So if you order a candle, I'm gonna make it. We don't just grab it from a shelf. We don't have anybody that's creating it for us. It's literally, I am the maker, I am the witch, I am the one that casts all your things, and my husband is the one that packs all your goodies and gets them to you. So I hope that once again that you have an amazing week. Thank you for being here present with me. Lots of love and light to you all. I love you and blessed be. Bye-bye.